Ready for some more puzzles, friends? Welcome in. So last time where we left off here with our Talos Principle 2 playthrough, it was a huge event that happened. We were at the megastructure after having sent some more beams to it, and Byron, he got like stuck in there. We had to leave him. So I'm feeling a bit devastated right now. We're back here in New Jerusalem, just kind of trying to regroup, I suppose, and figure out like where to go from here, what we can do to get him out.
Of suffering. Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls, every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human, to understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy.
I like to think we'll be able to
for failing the founder's trials.
We'll be able to save Byron still.
Deeper? Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
I mean, a lot of people are, upset about this, and, some people kind of like using it to maybe promote an agenda, with what happened to Byron. But gosh, I just, like, at the end of the day, I just hope he'll be okay. I also really like kind of what the devs did in us coming back to New Jerusalem. When we were first here, it was beautiful and sunny, and it's like, oh wow, what a magnificent city. And like here we are, and it's all, the atmosphere and the weather is very coinciding with what's kind of happening in this game right now. It's very gloomy, and it doesn't look as bright and shiny as it once did when we first got here. So nice. I love that all of the robots here like just all have their own personalities and skills and traits and everything. So yeah, that's quite nice. It's one of those things where like I wonder if I like missed out on any conversations, anything like that.
Good luck, okay.
Since our
Attention all citizens. The Gehenna
last time
Memorial
here.
Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors.
Oh!
However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
Is this the one that he was just talking about? Yeah, I think it is. Good citizen, explore New Jerusalem in its entirety. Hey, let's go! Nice, nice. This name is familiar. Niam? He's number 11.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Oh, it's you, 1K. Please tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
Gosh, I hope so. I don't know, his mind was stuck in a data stream overload. If we find him, he'll be fine. I mean, like honestly, like realistically, I hope he'll be okay.
That sounds dangerous. Make sure you find him and pull him out. He is a menace, but we need him.
Agreed.
But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
Tell me about Gehenna. The road to Gehenna.
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans.
Beautiful
In
prison,
time,
though.
the prison became a community with a culture of its own.
What happened to the people of Gehenna?
In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us.
Tell me about the text adventures.
Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
How do you see the role of the artist in society?
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
Thanks, that's all. Good talk, good talk. So let's actually take a look in here. Argument Simulator by Gouda, 972. A short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Let's find out. Welcome to Argument Simulator. Do I really want to start this? Choose your character. Goldboom or Socrates. Or, oh, library assistant. Go with it. Choose your argument. It's true. It's false. It's not true. This is very bare bones, isn't it? Sure, we'll go with this. You're wrong. This is obviously incorrect. Sure? No, it isn't. Oh, I just noticed. Like, it's saying a couple more things. I assert the opposite. I can contradict you. The premise of your contradiction is itself contradictory. I question your... I question your axiomatic principles, your ethics, your metaphysics. Let's see what we can agree on. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand one another better. Game over. Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. Would you like to play again? Absolutely not. Like, what were we even arguing about? Jefferson Goldboom and The Spectre of Modernity by Rat 980. Another story in which celebrated Jefferson Goldboom, shared universe, originated in Gehenna. It maintains the characteristic writing style of the series, but focuses on a new set of themes. Jefferson Goldboom and the Spectre of Modernity, a true story. Alright. You, Jefferson Goldboom, definitely step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldboom Institute. It is a humble abode, filled with a small 4-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiancé, and leading member of the Aserati Weiserstrasse Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the sofa while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar. And the Velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the Arboretum on his motorcycle wearing his green armored t-shirt. What am I reading right now? I do really like jazz, and since Ginny's my fiance, you know, let's talk to her. Let's chat her up. Oh, Jefferson, cries Jenny HD. Good morning. Good morning, Jenny HD, you reply. Did you sleep well, my darling? Oh, Jefferson, I slept most dreadfully. Why is that? Is your charging pod too hard? No, Jefferson, that's not it at all, Ginny HD mourns. My charging pod is very comfortable. I don't know why I slept so poorly, but I woke up on this small 4-seater sofa, which is strange because I went to sleep in my room. You think about this carefully while stroking your guitar. Ginny HD has no problem recharging most nights. You're about to reply when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldboom Institute. Ask John what's happening, Ginny what's happening, Frankie Soy Sauce. Or shut the klaxon off. If anybody knows what's going on, it's gotta be Frankie Soy Sauce. Sorry, buddy. Oh, never mind. I can't hear you. Frankie drawls over the noise. It's the damn klaxon of doom. I knew we shouldn't have set the volume to 11. If you want to ask me something, you should probably shut it off first. Frankie eloquently waves his coffee cup in the direction of the central computer terminal, which is conveniently located next to the coffee bar. All right, let's turn it off. Shoot the klaxon. Or just play your guitar. Just ignore it. Oh, man. Oh, what would happen if we go the violence route? You try to aim your gun at the machine before you inconveniently remember that you don't have a gun. Oh no, cries Jenny HD. Jefferson, don't you remember that you're a pacifist now? You must do something else against the dreadful noise. The klaxon beats louder, as though to mock your pacifistic ways. Oh, so I guess we gotta guess a password? You try to guess the password using the unbreakable cipher 654321, found by your ancestors, but the central computer system tells you that the password must contain at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, a symbol, a number, and a hieroglyph. Oh, drat, Frankie Soy Sauce shrieks. Jefferson, what will you do now? Just play my guitar. This is a problem for somebody else. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure they are in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance with your chest puffed out, your legs splayed wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord, a perfect chord, followed by another equally perfect chord, and another and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Mollified, the klaxon shuts itself off. Oh, all right, our pacifist ways paid off. You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their in their eyes. Ask why the klaxon was blaring. The John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and quarries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Jenny HD, while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. What is the threat? A shudder goes through John Malcolm's magnificent plumage. Something far more dangerous than anything we could have encountered so far, Jefferson, he proclaims. Oh, John Malcolm, what is it? Exclaims Jenny HD. What could it possibly be? We've already defeated dastardly Dr. Alon. What could be more dangerous than him? This time, my friends, John Malcolm says after a pause of precisely 2.5 seconds, we will be up against the specter of modernity. What is the specter? When will the specter arrive? Take action. Tell me what the specter is. What is the specter of modernity? You ask while turning your guitar for the coming battle. I'm glad that you asked, answers John Malcolm. As you all well know, for I have told this tale many times, my people have feared for many millennia that this day would come. John Malcolm smooths the feathers along his long neck with his claws. Continue. The Spectre, as you also know, will bring an end to the old and bring in a new era of unparalleled technological advancement until there is no space left in the world for such cherished human and dinosaurian qualities like love, creativity, the ability to taste umami, loyalty, and friendship. The circle of renewal will end, and we will only move forward at an ever-escalating pace until we reach the limits of existence itself. I think the developers had too much fun with this bit. When will the Spectre arrive? The Spectre of modernity travels at the speed of time itself, says John Malcolm gravely. It has already arrived, Jefferson. We just haven't encountered it yet. Frankie soy sauce turns from the coffee maker, a fresh cup of battery acid clutched carefully in the human fingers. We must do something, Jefferson. I do not care for umami, but if the Spectre takes away my ability to taste coffee, I don't know what I'll do. Reassure him, make him feel a little bit better. All tastes are precious to us, Frankie, you say. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and yes, also umami. We shan't surrender any of them, for they are what renders us humans. Let's take action. Let's do it. Friends, humans, dinosaurs, countrymen. Possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump up on the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No! We must stand against this specter and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Yes, my darling. Anything for human world, cries Jenny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee, shouts Frankie Soy Sauce, and for love. But, asks Jenny HD, after shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The specter of modernity is too powerful for you to fight on your own. Of course she's right, as she usually is. Oh gosh, do we take Jenny HD with us? Do we take Frankie Soy Sauce? Or John Malcolm? You know, gosh. I'm gonna take John Malcolm with me. I'm gonna do it. Ah, Jefferson, I am honored that you would choose me as your companion on this quest, John Malcolm says, flapping his flightless, sparsely feathered arms in gratitude. Together, we will defeat the specter of modernity, and our adventures will live on in song for generations to come. Tell me, friend Jefferson, where shall I take us on my motorcycle? How long is this? Are we going to the jungle? To the islands? Go to the ocean? Go and confront the specter? Maybe we should do some preparing beforehand? Possibly? Let's go to the jungle. John Malcolm's motorcycle carries you and your dinosaurian friend swiftly across the mountains and dales until you arrive in the heart of the great jungle. Friend Jefferson, cries John Malcolm mournfully, the terrain is too uneven for my trusty hog. We must dismount and continue on foot. You walk through the dense foliage, feeling a myriad of eyes upon you, until you arrive at a clearing in the center of which stands a great mechanical clock tower. You know that nothing good can come from such a terrible machine. Well, we're approaching it anyway. With little other choice left by the treacherous terrain, you approach the tower. The clock's hands reach for you greedily. Oh no! Luckily, the sinister hands bounce off harmlessly on John Malcolm's armored t-shirts. Aha! You cry. I think you'll find that humans and dinosaurians will not be conquered quite so easily. You strum your guitar, and John Malcolm calls for his brethren, the birds that live abundantly within the jungle, and together you bring the tower down. We are victorious, John Malcolm proclaims, only for his lipless, reptilian smile to fall when he gazes upon your worried face. What is it, Jefferson? This wasn't the specter of modernity, old friend. This was only its lieutenant. The true battle lies ahead, still. But then you pick up a warped and twisted piece of metal in your fleshy hands and grin grimly. But now we know what stuff our adversary is made of. We stand a chance against him. Okay, let's see what else he's made of. Let's go to the islands. John's motorcycle is not swift enough to carry you across the turbulent waves that surround the islands. Together, you stand on the shore, gazing out across the vast expanse of choppy water. Oh, this is romantic. I'm sorry, friend, bemoans the dinosaurian mournfully. My armored t-shirt makes it impossible for me to swim. My motorcycle is not made to crest these waves. I have doomed our endeavor from the start. My reptilian brother, you say, resting your human hand upon John Malcolm's scaly shoulder. I would rather have failed with you than succeeded at someone else's side. For we will be friends until the bitter end, no matter what the future may hold. We just need to confront the specter as best we can with the tools at our disposal. Oh, go to the icy mountains. I think that's new. I don't know how how well the motorcycle's gonna do on icy mountains, but we'll see. After a long day of travel, you arrive at the icy mountains. The great mountains are barren of plants and animal life, yet they are beautiful in their own way, jagged and cragged and rugged, peaked with snow and gouged to the bedrock by merry little streams. But there seemed to be nothing that could be useful in the defeating of the specter of modernity. Well, says your companion, what now? We forge on. I think we should continue, you say humbly. Don't you agree? Jefferson, so it has come to this, the motorcycle-riding reptilian sighs. Together we stand at the end of the world, figuratively and literally. Dinosaurians and humankind, united in one last quest to save us all. And our only logical way is forward and onward. You hum in agreement. It's a beautiful thought. I'm not sad that it's you that I find myself with here at the end, John Malcolm continues. Just look upon this great, otherworldly beauty before us. The specter of modernity only sees the future, but these mountains have seen the entire past, and they have never bowed to change. Dear God, aren't they majestic, old friend? You're about to respond, but before you can open your mouth, the ground before you gapes open, and a horrendous yet oddly beautiful figure with glowing red eyes and mighty antlers emerges from the depths. Who dares summon the dear god? Where is this going? It howls in a voice echoing, as if in a deep cavern. Let's explain the misunderstanding. As the dust settles, you see before you a mighty white stag with glowing red eyes and golden antlers. You tremble boldly. You tremble bodily and quake in your boots as the apparition gazes upon you. Who hath summoned me? The deer booms. What foolish mortal dares disturb my slumber? Oh, great antlered one, you say earnestly, your awakening is not the result of intent, but of homophony. The antlered creature cocks its head and its eyes flash menacingly, but it does not otherwise react. Let's ask for its help. We're on a quest to destroy the specter of modernity, and we would ask for you to help in our noble cause. And why would I help you, foolish mortal? To protect our way of life, to preserve friendship. Because modernity destroys beauty. Because modernity has no space for love. To preserve the ideals of loyalty. Talk about the umami. Because, you say, clutching your guitar sincerely to your chest, because of umami? Great antlered one blinks. Oh, come again? Umami, one of the 5 basic tastes? The beast laughs, and it sounds like the mountains are trembling. The very ground rumbles underneath your feet. How foolish of you, Jefferson Goldboom, to think that a herbivore dietary could care about the savory taste. Be gone, and don't come back here again, puny human. Oh, well, that went well. And with that, the deer god vanishes back into the ground. Go and confront the specter of modernity. All right. We're going in alone. When you approach the lair of the specter of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in the final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Let's enter the mechanical lair. Inside the mechanical lair, the specter of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The specter of modernity, you murmur. Through gritted teeth, we meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum. The specter of modernity says, we have met many times before. I am your father and your mother. Can you give me some clarification on that? Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Ginny from SD to HD? Who indeed deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords, that arcane knowledge upon which some of your greatest adventures depend? I was your ally all along, Jefferson. That foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. It was he who enchanted your klaxon. That actually does make a lot of sense. I'm sorry. No biggie, says the Spectre. Now, let us defeat the Wizard of Crime together. Even now, he conspires to steal all that you have accomplished with the power of his enchantments that confuse the mind. The guy's name is literally like the Wizard of Crime. Did like nobody suspect him like beforehand? All right, we're going back to the Institute. You rush back to the Goldboom Institute, where you find the Wizard of Crime taking advantage of the absence of your heroic friends, out seeking other ways to stop the Spectre of Modernity, to rifle through your belongings. He's surprised to see you. I see my scheme has failed, curses! Were it not for that scheming Spectre, I would have stolen all your wealth and added it to my ever-glowing hoard. For that is my scheme, to steal, and steal unto the whole world is mine. So you arrest the foul sorcerer instead of the development of human potential, and become good friends with the Spectre of Modernity. Just call me Mo, the Spectre says. I am sure we'll have wonderful adventures together. The end. That was quite something. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was something. It was something. Ghost of Atlantis by Corazon, 815, a lyrical atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic work created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending fate of the citizens of Gehenna. Ghost of Atlantis, written and designed by Corazon, 815, dedicated to the people of Gehenna. Gently your ship touches on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, which in the days of the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlas. You've come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns bright in the sky, scorching the dying earth. Begin your pilgrimage. We can journey to the Broken Tower, to the Lost Shore, to the Temple of the Owl, to the Temple of Serpents. Oh, no, thank you. Or to the Ancient Farmlands. The Temple of the Owl sounds pretty cool. The sun grows bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here the ancients tried to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fates. The ghost of the scientist awaits you in the ruins. Speak to the scientist. I have not rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I've learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I would like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Tell him not to reveal the truth. Tell him that time of such outrage has passed. Tell him truth matters more than anything. Tell him outrage should not prevent compassion. Tell him to stay behind. Maybe we'll say this. I don't know if it matters, but once it is known, it cannot be ignored. Still, if you believe it matters, then it does, and I will join you. All right, we're continuing on. Next, let's go to the Ancient Farmlands. The soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans relied on it to survive. Then the wave came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil, a city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer awaits in this ruin. This city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It's older than Atlantis itself. When your most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning, this city was already old. And yet this city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you, and there is a light in his eyes that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to the city across the boundaries of time and space? No? Then the city will not be there when you need it, and you will fail. But you are young, so very young. You will find the city elsewhere in time, and have another opportunity. The ghost fades into nothingness. Alright, I guess we're still continuing on. Next we'll go to the Lost Shore. Your journey takes you to the wasteland that was once a beach where children from Atlantean capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet, contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. I never completed my great work, he says. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of the poet, the poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ago, under the sea, and now this time of burning death. Yet still I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must accept that your work cannot be finished. You're dead. You must refuse to accept your death and find a way of completing the great work. I'll maybe say this. Then I curse you all, time and space and people and gods too. The ghost says angrily. You have strangled the one thing I had inside me, the one truly good and noble thing this wretched mind and body ever contained. I curse you in your indifference, your lack of imagination, your infinite stupidity. The ghost burns bright with rage for a moment, and then it is gone. Well, that went well. I feel like all I'm doing is, like, ticking these ghosts off. Let's go to the Broken Tower. I'm trying to put off the serpent one as long as I can. On the northern shore of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. There's very little left of the one impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a pile of rubble covered in black, dried-out moss. But you can see a glimpse of its past, of the craft that went into the making. By the tower stands the ghost of the magician, awaiting you. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says. A glimpse of the sublime, and although I am dead and my soul has spent an eon under the sun, or under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now, I could summon it and reveal it fully. He pauses. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory, he says. But I believe that in this moment, my soul will be annihilated. Is that a fate I should embrace or reject? Annihilation of the self is liberty. Let's say this, maybe. You speak wisely, the magician says. At least I didn't tick somebody off. I've lingered here too long. He turns away from you, towards a world beyond your sight. A bright light suffuses him, and you cannot tell whether the magician is laughing or screaming. Then he's gone. Alright. The place I've been dreading the most. You make your way to the Temple of the Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. The sick and the injured came here from all across the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that's left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls, and the ghost of the physician waiting you. It is faint, barely visible. Let's talk to the physician. I worked here day and night for many years, and I saved countless lives, the physician says. And yet, of all the lives that I've saved, only one survived the death of the island, a young messenger who escaped on one of the ships thanks to another sacrifice. And I've wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. No, because death comes to all of us in the end. No, because the messenger is my ancestor. No, because he who saves one life saves all lives. No, because all lives are worth saving, no matter the future. All things are in vain, unless we choose to believe differently. I'll say this, so that way, like, at least he knows, like, you know, more people came after him type deal. The physician's eyes widen, and he becomes more visible. Then my work lives on, he says. The man I saved became a father, and through him, millions of lives were created, and some part of Atlantis lives on today. Yeah, exactly. Will you join me? I will join you, the physician says. There is still good I can do, even as a ghost. So is he the only one that's joined me? Alright, we're going to the palace. The palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, the capital of Atlantis. Here the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveler from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, though it is perhaps the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. For it waits the ghost of the king. I try to be a good man, the king says, to be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honor the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike, and yet I failed. Why? You failed because you were immoral, and Mother Earth punished you. You did not fail. We're here. All kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. You failed because you put yourself above others and hoarded luxury. Let's say this. The king considers your words. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps if instead of building palaces, we had spent our wealth more wisely, we would have had the wisdom to fortitude to overcome the rising seas. But when I was born, this palace already stood. Nevertheless, you should have done better. Then the fault lies with the kingship itself, not with the king. Say this. The king hangs his head in shame. And my sins condemn my entire kingdom, and I deserve oblivion. With a sigh, the ghost disappears. The mosaic is a work of superb beauty, a great work of history and humanity. In it you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph, and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. Alright, we're, I guess, taking it. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful, and the strength of a single person is not enough. Hey ghosty friends, can you help a girl out? Even with the help of the ghosts, you cannot pry the mosaic loose from the morals of history. All you managed to do is break off a small piece of a memento. It'll have to do. I wonder if we had gotten, like, all of the ghosts, if we could have done it. Your heart is heavy as you return to your ship. Did you fail, or was the journey enough? You're uncertain. Perhaps the past simply cannot be saved. It is, after all, the past. As the sun engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time. That would be an interesting one to do again, because I do feel like there could be another ending. Text adventure. Finish all 3 text adventures in the exhibition. Nice. We do love some achievements. Okay, alright. So we need to head in this direction and go talk to Cornelius at the museum. As I'm going around, I'll just kind of glance and see if there's anybody else that we could maybe talk to. Friends of the New Jerusalem Gazebo. I do see some people over here. Does anyone want to say hi? I guess not. I tried. They're just chilling. Oh, someone does have something to say here, though. This is, Damien, 903.
Welcome back, 1K. Sorry, can't let you through. We're on strike.
I like how he's like, can't you let you through? But like that, isn't that the way that we just came from? We just walked around the gate. What's going on? Did you hear Adel's speech? I think everybody did. Tell me what's going on.
Yesterday, there was a sudden brownout in the grid, and we almost had a derailment. We've been warning the mayor for months, and all he ever gives us is waffle about the goal. This can't go on.
I fully support you. I think you're doing it wrong. The city needs stability right now. I agree with you, but your methods are wrong. I disagree with you, but I support your right to strike. I don't want to get involved. I mean, like, it was a danger to them. They could have died. And, like, it seems like they're striking peacefully. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Just, like, sit down and just, like, you know, hope that things get better? Yeah, I fully support the guy.
Thank you. Your support means a lot to us.
Yeah, no
We
worries.
need to get through to people.
Did you hear Adel's speech? I'm sure he did, but I'll ask it anyway.
I heard it 15 times when he was practicing it. I think Atal, like many of us, feels that the time for change is long overdue. The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be.
All right, nice talking to you. We're going to go in this direction and talk to Cornelius. See what he has to say. Oh, this is Neith.
1K. What are you doing here?
I really like Neith's coloring. I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition.
He has some
I must
explaining to
admit,
do.
I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Cornelius seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena. Let me ask her, are you okay?
No, not really.
What's going on?
When you asked me what I would do now that my job is redundant, I don't know. I guess I hadn't thought about it.
I'm like
I had just
making them have a
focused on
midlife
getting
crisis.
And after you left, it all just rushed over me.
I'm so sorry.
The truth is, I don't know who I am without this.
Aww.
Creating new life, guiding people into existence. That's who I am. More importantly, I think that's who I want to be.
I think this was the one that greeted us
And
when
if
we came to
stop
life,
growing,
if I
that's the
remember
one thing
right.
I can't be anymore. That's why I wanted to talk to Cornelius. He was there at the beginning. He knows where we came from. I thought he might help me understand
He knows
where
a
I
lot.
could go next.
More than he lets on. You can find a new calling, I'm sure of it. You shouldn't have to give up who you are. It's a sacrifice, but it's necessary for the planet. Maybe we'll say this.
I hope you're right. It's hard to imagine right now.
Yeah.
I liked who I was.
Aww.
Now, you said you were looking for Cornelius?
Yeah, he seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
Where is he now?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about my future, but he wasn't responding to my messages.
Oh
So I came
boy.
here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Oh boy. How much you want to bet Cornelius is like, oh crap, they're on to me. And he's like, skip town. Any idea where he might have gone? Did you check his house? Can I access his terminal? I'm assuming they checked his house.
I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
Let's say this.
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
I don't feel like she knows where he's gone, but
No.
yeah.
The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
I guess that's all.
Good luck with everything, 1K.
You too, Nia.
And thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Always. Investigate Cornelius's terminal. This is it, right? I mean, Neith was just here, so like I like too that Neith was like, when we asked like, hey, can I access the terminal? Neith was like, I don't know, that seems a little unethical. But like, wasn't Neith doing the same thing like right before we got here? And like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna find anything that they weren't able to. Here's Cornelius's notes. Lab location is inaccessible. Deliberate? Unclear. User profile? Yes. Gold puzzle as barrier? Yes. Hidden as self-protection? Likely. External help for upload? Yes. Ask Herman? No. Trust 1K? Undecided. Applicable to Calvin? No. Applicable to Sarabai? With Noema? Yes. That's suspicious. Rec Final 2. Sending Rec Final to Yakut.
Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
I wanted to glance back in here before we left. I remember when we first came in here and did like all these Tetris puzzles. I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird that like it didn't amount to anything. Like, you know, I don't think we even got like an achievement for it. So, you know, I was just coming back in here just to see if anything changed, but it doesn't seem like it. All right, so I guess it's time to go back to the megastructure. It's I feel like a bit bittersweet leaving here. I do see somebody over here that wants to talk, but it's bittersweet leaving here because you know, like the first time that we left here at the beginning of the game, I wasn't sure if we were coming back. But you know, now being here a second time, I really am unsure.
Hello, new one.
Hi, Helga.
Are you browsing or buying?
I'm browsing. I am buying. I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this?
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams.
Oh.
Yours for the right price. Is there something your heart desires?
Perhaps.
I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination?
An internal monologue for 10 credits. Sensory tuning. Future prediction. Ooh. A clean start. Inner peace, 1,000 credits. Majestic dashing hamsters. Credits? Let's see about the inner peace.
Woo. Inner peace doesn't come cheap.
Yep.
Come back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Ah, okay, alright. Sounds good.
So, something else perhaps.
How about those hamsters?
You remembered the code phrase. Oh, it is fun, isn't it? All this adventure and discovery and subterfuge. Here, let me top up your credit balance for you. It's the least I can do. Ka-ching! 1,000 credits. You're rich. Spiritually anyway. Don't go spending it all at once.
It's time for inner
Now,
peace!
What can I get you? Woo. Inner peace doesn't come cheap.
Yep, so I hear.
Come back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Wait, I do. You just gave. I do have 1,000 credits.
Gosh, I completely forgot.
It just happened.
Well, did being rich bring you inner peace?
I don't feel like that there's a right answer to this. No?
Oh, that usually does a trick. What about before? Did you feel inner peace before I made you rich?
I did not.
The fact that you're trying to buy inner peace tells me you're still looking for solutions outside of yourself. What helps me is letting go of the idea that what makes me happy is facts about the world. Sure, it helps when things go well, but if you depend on those things, you will have nothing left when they're gone. If you can learn to trust yourself, you can learn to trust the world.
But how? This is easier said than done.
I know. I wish the how was a fact we could learn from a book. But it's a practice. I can use words to tell you how to ride a bike. But the only way you learn is by doing it.
I still don't buy this.
Put it this way. One of the worst things that can happen is death. But if we spent our lives trying to avoid it, we'd only waste the time we have trying to control something we can't. The answer isn't to avoid death, any more than the answer is to get rich. The answer is to practice finding joy where you can. You can't do it all the time. Bad things happen. Sometimes a lot, all at once. But practice finding joy, and more joy will find you.
No, you don't understand. Okay, I'll say I can try. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Glad to help.
I mean,
so, something else perhaps?
It was some, you know, sage words. I don't know if it was, like, worth 1,000, but... What is, I'm worried to ask about, the clean start. Let me ask how we can get more credits.
Oh, you don't have any credits yet. Well, let me extend you some credit.
Oh.
Ka-ching! 55 credits.
Oh, that's so nice.
Just make sure you spend them with me.
I don't know if there's anywhere else to
They're
spend
not worth
them.
much anywhere else. Now, what was it you wanted?
Okay, guess we can afford all of this now. What does the clean start say?
I can give you that for free. My darling, you've been alive all of 5 minutes. This is your clean start.
Oh.
Be who you want to be.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
So, something else perhaps?
Future prediction.
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Alright, tell me my future.
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear.
Oh boy.
I'm afraid you're going to change the world.
Oh, hopefully in a good way.
You will have a choice, but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again. I'm sorry it's not better news. Best not to worry about it, dear.
Okay.
You just do your best to have fun in the meantime.
Thanks, Helga.
So, something else perhaps?
I'm just getting all this stuff here. Let's do some sensory tuning.
A very popular choice. Enhanced sensory perception lets you distinguish sounds, shapes, and colors at greater distance. It's 10 credits.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'm updating your settings now.
Okay.
And hey presto, superhuman senses. Does the air taste fresher? Do you hear the birds chirping outside the door? And beyond that, the river bubbling through the dam.
No.
Nothing as in you're not impressed by the stat gains, or nothing as in I've accidentally erased your entire sensory system.
Wait, what? I still feel something.
Okay, phew. I'll let you into a secret. You and I don't have fleshy appendages like our ancestors.
Right.
What we can sense is mostly a function of where we direct our attention. Anyway, I hope you find something worth paying attention to. So, something else perhaps?
I think we only got one more thing. Give me an internal monologue.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds.
Oh, okay.
Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers. But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
Oh no, I'm not sure if I... Out of curiosity.
As you wish. I'm uploading the new settings now. Do you hear anything?
Why is she staring at me? I don't hear anything. Not sure this is working. Wait, no. This is new. I didn't used to think in words like this. It's like there's this little translator turning all my thoughts into some kind of ongoing narrative. It's kind of relentless. How do you make it stop?
I hate
just
this
not
already.
think. I'll try that. Ugh. Is it working? No! Still describing everything in words. This is starting to be...
A bit overwhelming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I turned mine off long ago, but some of the older folk learned to live with it. Sure you want it?
You know what? Let's get a refund on that one.
That's going to be a little awkward. Because we couldn't pull that thing out of you without taking half of you with it. It'll mostly run in the background.
Okay.
Just don't think about it too hard.
Great.
Is this internal monologue me? Or some kind of virus? Am I a life form which learned to describe itself? Or a parasite which survives by providing a narrative service to its host? Hold on, she's going to say something else.
So, something else perhaps?
I think that's all.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback?
Sure, why not?
Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
No, all you're selling is words. Yes, you're offering more than you let on. Maybe later. No, never ask me again. Seriously.
Yes and no. Is a spare battery just complicated lithium? Or is it also an extra chance at life? Is an idea just a bunch of words? Or a way of reprogramming ourselves to be aware in a different way?
Words are just symbolic noise. No more than that. I see what you mean. Words build the world.
Yes. You understand. Words manifest the reality.
I still don't
they
know if it was
describe.
worth all those credits.
When you name something, you create it. Our minds are algorithms, and the right sequence of language can change our underlying code. With that in mind, I hope you have a good day. Please come back if you need anything else.
Thank you,
What
Helga.
an unusual person.
Oh
I
no.
wonder if that internal monologue thing I bought is going to show up again.
Oh no.
Wait, here it is.
Oh no. How much you want to bet it's gonna show up in other parts of the game too? This is Chansey, number 88.
Are you enjoying our gardens?
Yeah, they're lovely. To be honest, no, not especially. I'm not sure yet. Sorry, I don't have time to chat right now. Yeah, they're lovely.
All the great secrets are right there, you know. You can watch the tiniest of seedlings grow, flourish, and die. But it's the pattern of all things that you're really seeing.
I like his accent. You have a flair for the dramatic. Speak for yourself. All I see is biology and dirt. Yes, just as the entire universe is reflected in a single dewdrop. Can you prove it?
Ah, so you've green fingers and apophenia too. Those traits are much too rare in the birthing algorithm, in my opinion. Sometimes I imagine myself as an old oak tree. I watch the life which grows around me. I see the ivy, the moss, the fungi, leaching my nutrients as they go. And I don't blame them. I'm delighted by how life seems so different from me can somehow be the same as me. This old oak tree drinks water from the ground. They drink their water from me. They shrivel and die in a single season. But I shrivel and die over centuries. What kind of plant would you be, I wonder?
I like Chansey. I'd rather hear your thoughts on that. Let me tell you. Sure, let me do this. I would be a rose bush. Cactus, perhaps. An ancient tree. A fruit plant of some sort. A delicious or medicinal herb. A root vegetable. A grass or moss. Let's say a delicious or medicinal herb.
You're clearly interested in our ancestors' rituals of utility. But that's exactly what I thought you were.
You see, these patterns, they flow through all of us the same. Yet they always come out different.
Thanks for talking with me. I have to get going. Why tend to these gardens when our ancestors are long dead? You know, I'm gonna say this.
Thank you for stopping by, 1K.
Yeah, no
I'm
worries.
sure we'll meet again.
I hope so, Chansey. Chansey seems like a good bean. And there's some more people over here to talk to as well. This is Atoll. Where did we hear Atoll's name from?
1K, welcome back to the city. As you can tell, your discoveries have had quite the impact.
I heard your speech. Oh, that's who it was.
I decided to take a stand. It started with our cats. Damien and I have had a lot of them over the decades, and I've watched every last one of them grow old and die. And that got me thinking about our responsibilities towards other life forms. What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K, horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better.
I'll have to think about this. I'm in complete agreement. So, you mean we re-engineer the whole planet? What exactly is our ethical duty in all of this? I'll have to think about it all.
Do that. It's more than most people do. But that might be changing.
Alright. Nothing from this guy?
Welcome back, 1K.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
See, I told you.
I like how just like everybody's around, just like having their own conversations and stuff. Maybe we'll glance over here and make sure that there's hopefully nobody that I'm missing. We did get the achievement that I fully explored the city. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we like fully talk to everybody too. I do see like some glowing red lights over here. Oh yeah, this was like no entry situation, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was here before too. I think so. Why is it blocked off though? I wonder. Alright. Well, let's head back this way. I'll glance through here and then I guess we're gonna head back towards towards you. Goodness. Man. I feel like when we're on the elevator, it just goes down so fast, you don't really realize like how tall the structure actually is. Thekla.
Founder bless you, 1K. Now is the time of our great testing. The deceiver Byron has been slain.
Like Thekla's
and
colors too.
Turn away from the path of sin or suffer the same fate.
Was Thekla the one that was talking to Atoll? I don't agree with Byron, but he's not a deceiver and he's not dead. This is idiocy. Have you ever considered that you might be wrong? Why do you hate Byron so much?
Because the values he teaches are evil.
I love Byron.
The earth with human filth, blacken the skies and kill the oceans.
Byron believes we can grow without repeating the mistakes of the past.
The tools of the sinner cannot be used to raise the sinner's palace. Never forget that, 1K.
Okay, well, I don't think we were getting through to Thekla no matter what we said there. I think she had a very strong feeling and opinion, and she was sticking to it regardless. Alright, well.
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers, or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
And that's a megastructure. Goodness. Nobody here still wants to say anything. Doesn't like it. Oh, but someone over here does. Listen to the ancient writers. We must be humble. Malduke.
You are the Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
Gosh. And you know this how? Tell me more. I'm not interested in your madness.
Anyone can see the truth, if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition.
Oh. I don't think all ancient writers believed that. There were other strands of thoughts. That can easily be self-fulfilling prophecy. When you can no longer imagine a better future, you cannot build one. Guess there must be a reason those ancient writers kept repeating that theme. Say this.
The very idea of a better future is what's rotten. That is what the ancients were trying to tell us. All the problems of the world come from those who think the world needs to be improved.
I mean, but... So we shouldn't even try to make things better? You, sir, are a moron of the highest order. Perhaps you're right, I'll think about it.
Yes. Progress is a fantasy.
Oh.
Things never truly change.
Okay.
All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Well, it's just,
May the Founder be with you.
funny how in the city, like, people seem of, like, either one or another, like, very, very conflicting opinions. But, you know, in some ways, that's not too far off from real life, too. Sad to see it fading into the distance. Once again, I don't know if we'll, be back here. Alright, here we are. Back at the loading deck, and we need to depart to the megastructure. I guess we're gonna hop back on the VTOL. But looking at the time, we probably need to wrap up this episode here. But I'm excited for some more puzzles. It was, you know, kind of sad to not have any puzzles in this episode, but it was some very interesting text adventures, that's for sure. So thanks for joining me on the adventures, guys. Leave me a comment below what you thought about our our choices that we made in the text adventures. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way you can tune into the next episode, and I hope to see you then. Take care.